Okay, flight number 3 or so on this F-16 80mm Thunderbird, not Blue Angel.
Motor on.
Fuji here. It's January and I'm just now getting around to uploading the rest of these videos from last summer. This flight actually took place in August of 2023. Takeoff flaps. Hope you guys can see it. Trying to look straight at it. Okay. 3 minutes. Get her in.
AS3X mode. ESC 24.9 volts, 0 amps, 95 Fahrenheit. AS3X mode. Cruise mode. Gear up. ESC 21.4 volts, 60.
What a beautiful sky for a backdrop for this airplane.
Fahrenheit.
Got a slight roll. This flight would begin a lot of exciting and unfortunate moments for the rest of this summer's flying. Just like in 2 of my previous 3 flights, I forgot to raise the takeoff flaps once again after I took off. It doesn't seem to bother it during this flight. It is only an 8mm deflection, but it will come back and bite me as I get ready to land. I think part of it is the distraction with all these telemetry readouts, which are supposed to be spaced out every 30 seconds, but sometimes they just keep constantly repeating themselves. Now this is where things are going to start to go south. I'm getting ready to turn base with my gear up and I think I'm selecting takeoff flaps.
Landing flaps. Gear down. ESC.
But because I was already in takeoff flaps, it instead went to landing flaps. As you can see in this zoomed in replay, the plane climbs and I lose all roll control. It starts its own gradual turn to the right, taking it even further away from me than it already is. And that makes this profile nearly impossible to make out. Fortunately, I'm able to throttle it up, accelerate that right turn, and get it back coming towards me. With that added power, I do gain back a little bit of directional control, but with that speed, she still does not want to come down. So I circle back around to give it another shot. But as soon as I slow down for base, as you can see, the same thing starts all over again. Again, it won't turn and it circles to the right. I can't see his profile and his hope and poke with the sticks.
Fahrenheit. ESC 20.
That dive, I think, was just a little stall.
167 Fahrenheit. ESC
Right there, I immediately threw it back into takeoff flaps as that circle brought it back my way.
167 Fahrenheit.
And I instantly get back full, complete control for landing. Now the flap settings are set at about 8 millimeters in the takeoff position and about 16 to 17 millimeters in the landing position.
I'll tell you. He was having trouble with the full flap. I'll put him on now. That's full flap. I was having trouble turning. It wanted to climb. It wanted to climb and it didn't want to turn.
Run your ailerons. Take the flaps out. Run your aileron. Well, you don't have too much aileron. You probably put some expo in them.
I put expo in them.
Ah.
I'm up almost 50 expo.
Yep. No, I had the same trouble with mine with that asymmetric yaw.
ESC 21.8 volts.
It wasn't so bad when I put takeoff in,
40 Fahrenheit.
but when I put full,
Yeah, it won't turn.
it won't turn.
No, remember I showed you when
Yeah.
I go full flaps?
Yeah, but what are your full flaps?
I'll show you here in a second.
Throttle cut on.
Oh,
There's one of
it
them.
would help if I was on the right airplane.
Yeah, that would help.
ESC 21.
So I'm running 90% rate with 40% expo. I think I need 100% rate for sure.
20.
Here's my ailerons.
See, yeah, you got more aileron through it than I got.
Okay.
You want that? Yeah.
Here's my elevator.
Yeah.
Here's my takeoff flaps. Here's the landing flaps.
So your landing flaps are much farther than mine.
Yeah, but
You got the asymmetric. Yeah.
yeah. So I don't have trouble turning.
Yeah. So I'll probably have to do something like that. Yeah, I just have to make sure I bring my flaps in on final.
Yes.
That's
Bring
the-
your flaps in on final and you use the minimum that you need.
21.8
it does pretty good on takeoff flaps.
Yeah. No, I land with takeoff flaps on mine all the time.
I'll probably just disconnect my because I haven't seen the light. I know it works.
Oh,
I
those
just
lights are so dim.
so I'm just going to disconnect it.
Timer start.
Yeah, and just use that channel for the other elevator.
Motor on.
Back over here and change out battery. Yep.
91 Fahrenheit. Takeoff flaps.
It is incredibly nerve-wracking going up again after a scary flight like that. It's an expensive jet, and I nearly lost it twice on that last flight. But if you know what went wrong and it's correctable, it's sometimes good just to get back up on that horse to try to end the day on a positive note.
AS3X mode. ESC 22.9 volts, 20 amps, 135 Fahrenheit. 108 amps, 140.
But before any future flights, I'm going to have to go through and filter out a lot of these telemetry callouts just to avoid future distractions while flying.
Fahrenheit, ESC 20.4 volts, 76 amps, 149 Fahrenheit. Time remaining 1 minute. ESC 21.9 volts, 26 amps, 163 Fahrenheit. Gear down. 30 seconds. ESC 21.0 volts, 42 amps, 160 Fahrenheit. Takeoff flaps. Timer start. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, flaps up. 1, ESC 20.0 volts, 63 amps, 55 amps, 156 Fahrenheit. ESC 20.3 volts, 62 amps, 156 Fahrenheit. Takeoff flaps. Safe mode. Timer start. 21.5 volts, 20 amps, 138 Fahrenheit. AS3X mode. Timer
Well, this
start.
ended up being the last flight for this airplane in 2023.
Timer start.
There was a lot of work to do on this airplane here, and I had a lot of other airplanes I wanted to fly, and another maiden coming up. Besides, there was a lot of other activities besides flying that I wanted to do this summer. The flap issue with this plane would just have to become a winter project.
Volts, 0 amps, 136 Fahrenheit.
Yeah, I know.
Timer start.
Ask me how I know.
Throttle cut off.
Well, you see, I wanted to see how it felt inverted. And as soon as I even touched the little forward stick, she went woof,
Yeah, I saw that.
ESC
which kind of tells me that I got a little bit too far back,
volts, 0 amps, 129 Fahrenheit.
which might explain why she wants to stay high when I'm trying to land it.
Well, maybe with your setup, it needs to be 5 millimeters further forward.
And I'm thinking, because when I maidened it, I'm pretty sure it was further back. I mean, further forward.
Yeah, I'm happy with mine at 115.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's nowhere as near.
Forward just incrementally, you know what I mean? A couple millimeters at a time.
Yeah.
And usually you saw, once I get it where I know I want it, I glue a piece of foam to push the battery up against so it goes in exactly the same place every time.
Although I didn't fly this plane again this year, my streak of bad luck with RC flying was not over. More to come with that. Thanks for watching.